I'm here at BDC HQ with Mike Leeson, our commentator slash my co-host of off-season
personal
vlog.
driver, assistant, apprentice, chef. I got them all under, don't I?
So we just wanted to have a quick catch-up, little bit of banter about last year, this year, everything going on at BDC, everything that people at home can look forward to, and looking back.
Obviously, we're not going to give too much away of next year because we have to build it up as we go. But we might let small things out.
There's a lot of things that happen that aren't public knowledge yet that we're not going to be discussing. We're only going to talk about the things that people already know about.
Okay.
So.
Well, look, start in the past. What was your highlight of last year, Matt Cross? Tell me, your first year as a BDC owner, how did it go? How did you feel?
So my personal absolute highlight moment of BDC was kind of at the point where we got into pro battles at Teesside at round one. Not any particular battle there, but just that moment of coming into it, the walls that were in, that, you know, qualifying had happened, it was carnage, it was the pro day, it was really exciting, the driver grid was amazing. For me, that feeling I had of like, I've sort of made this happen.
This is my creation!
That was the most mind-blowing moment of the year by far. But I think really, when it comes down to it, it's the battles themselves. So it's those moments that you see on track. I think one of my favourite battles I watched during the year was Jolene and Danny Wyman at round one more time. People went in on it, it was just door and door, it was proximate. It was two drivers who lent themselves to the sort of style of driving we were looking for on that layout. And yeah, that was like a real high point there. What about you? What was your?
Well, like round one for me, obviously I watched at home on live stream as a fan. It was amazing. When I first heard about the track, I was there going, oh, this new guy, he's not waiting at all, like he's gonna kill someone. But it was sick, like fair play to you did a really good job. My highlight has to be Driftland. Why? Never did commentary before. First time, you knew how nervous I was.
Yep.
And I'm going to touch a bit of wood here because I think it went all right. Like,
no, it was
few
great.
people said it went good, so that was my highlight. I
It
don't want to be
was fantastic.
selfish on the championship or anything like that, but I've done a lot of jobs in drifting. So I've actually done every job in drifting except for commentary. So I thought that was it gone. Who's going to trust this Irishman on mic and then enter Mac?
Just for the purpose of people who are watching at home, give a quick rundown of what you did.
Right, so my first ever job in drifting, I did the speed gun back in Ireland years ago. And the only reason I did that was because I was in a sling, I had a dislocated shoulder, so I could just stand there with one hand and pull the speed gun trigger. I moved from there to gridding, so I did gridding in Ireland for a long time. Then I started track managing in BDC. I did some track marshalling in BDC. I did a start line in Ireland. I did track managing in Ireland for 2 or 3 years. Yeah. Oh, I judged out in Saudi Arabia as well. So yeah, the last thing I have to do is officially I have to enter a competition as a driver. So that'll polish it all off. But commentary did staff jobs for me.
But so you've kind of seen it all, done it all, then now you come back and now you get to
have fun.
Talk about
absolutely
it and have fun.
And really do. And it's a good thing. Like, it's like, I'm really buzzing with commentary. My highlight of commentary is actually working with Mike Walton. Like, I don't think anyone understands the laugh we have in that trailer that doesn't come out in the microphones. Like, sometimes we're muting because we just are ripping each other asunder.
So all last year, you could both tell you and Mike were absolutely just on fire, having so much fun doing that.
It was just natural chemistry.
And then we had Michelle on the other bit of the presenting and you know, talking with the drivers and that. And I just think the dynamic and how that changed for the live stream, the excitement, the passion everybody had for it was just unreal. So that was amazing. So Driftland, your favourite moment been there, but during that event, if you had to pick one thing.
There's one thing, and like you can watch back in the live stream, you can naturally hear my reaction, my heart in my mouth as track manager, as everything before. It was Armis's role. Like, it's not a cool thing to talk about. It's okay to talk now because you got out of that car unharmed, and it's a credit to the standard of safety in the British Drift Championship. But yeah, that was just one of them moments. I was like, my first year doing commentary, first round, and I was like, is he dead? What do I talk about?
It was the way
door
that
came off.
When both cars went, somebody went, this is going to be fireworks, and everybody like heart in the mouth moment, and then
I'm pretty sure I told everyone in Driftland to get phone out, they don't want to miss this, which turned out I was right, unfortunately.
I know, I mean, and credit to our track team, the safety people, because they cleaned it up, they got in there, the medics were in, everyone came away from it fine, and it is a memorable moment. That's the thing that will stand with people. It's probably the worst crash.
It's one of the worst I've seen in any drift event before. Like, it was intense.
Yeah. So that was
your
their
favourite moment.
My favourite moment of Driftland, I would say getting to see Ollie chase down Dwayne. So Ollie Silcock's Dwayne, which was the semi-final battle. That was incredible. Unfortunately for Ollie, the nitro system in the car was there, but he was giving it everything. It's very, very good looking car. Dwayne's car is obviously an incredible machine. That battle at that top level between two of those drivers was awesome to watch. So that was a great moment for that weekend. Going on from there, Three Sisters.
That's when I got the phone call. He might come back. We can't do it without you. I was like, oh, let me feel loved. So you know what I'm going to say, because I always say it's probably the best battle I've ever watched in drifting. It was Archie and Connor, man. That was class. That was. It was so good.
Conor Shanahan's an amazing driver. He's Red Bull athlete, world famous, competes on all this top level. They came into Three Sisters. He said his intention was to come in and to win. Archie's like a 15-year-old kid, 400 brake horsepower Beamer, who got a top 4 the day before and got that shot. It was
a hard charger that brought him in, wasn't it?
It was the hard charger, yeah. There we go. I know things.
I'm a commentator.
So Archie's in. He's driving in pro. He's comfortable. He qualifies well. You know, they've driven overnight to the other end of the country to go get the parts to fix the car. And he's out there, and to see him sticking it on the door of Connor in a way superior vehicle, Archer's moving up to pro this year. He's absolutely going to be one to watch.
He's a new car as well.
Unreal battle. For me, my favourite moment of that weekend, everybody already knows exactly what I'm going to say. Sebastian Fontaine, my favourite driver probably in the world. Someone I had to get in this year to come and be a part of BDC. And I mean, his qualifying runs, that backwards entry around that first corner. The corner, some people went, you can't even drift that corner, there's a wall there. And then Sebastian's like, no, just throw my car completely backwards around here, it's all good. That
was the point where me and Mike Walton actually sounded like Japanese commentators, because we were just like, whoa, I couldn't know words. It was just amazing to watch. I was like, boom, boom, angle. Yeah, Sebastian is definitely one to watch, and I really hope he's back.
Then the final, night fight, the last round of the year.
Have you shown your face in Teesside after that, yeah?
I've been back. I've run another event there. It was...
That was single-handedly the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life in drifting. And before that, it was a street parade in Riga at Driftmasters, and that is fairly intense, But that laser light display when we just said, guys, quietly drive one lap.
Just turn your neons on.
So just drive around.
The people at home know we had a little competition for drivers. So we said, one Pro 2 driver, one Pro driver, you can both win 100 quid cash. Nothing much, we said we win 100 quid cash. To win that, all you have to do is stick a load of neons on your car and go drive around the track. Whoever's car looks the best, win it. The lads all spent probably far more than £100 on neons for their cars.
The stock in Wish just went through the roof that weekend, it did. All Wish neons came out.
So it was wild, and Stu Jones led the way across the start line, which was an interesting decision on our thing to go, let's let this guy who's complete lunatic go first. And a few burnouts happened. There was a small amount of limiter bashing, and it was the absolute highlight of everything.
We were sitting inside our commentary trailer with the live stream crew, and we're only looking at the screen in there. The walls were shaking. That's no joke. The walls were shaking, and me and Mike were we didn't know if the trailer was going to fall over, and there was this bad bang, bang, bang. And I didn't know what it is, so I had to open my door. It was Kevin Quinn's wastegate, right? It was just bang, bang, but it was shaking the whole trailer. I've never experienced anything like that. Pure crazy, and I would love to do that again this year.
And we will be. Not at Teesside, don't worry Teesside, we're not doing it there, but we're back at Buxton this year, so Neon Parade. Very much Neon Parade 2.0.
Absolutely insane. Any other mad moments from the last round?
So from Teesside, I mean, some of the battles were absolutely crazy. We saw another battle of Conor Shanahan that was incredible, which this time was another Pro 2 driver. It was Wee Stu, who just won the day before, came up there and just stuck it on his door. And oh my God, Wee Stu is just unreal. The aggression, the proximity, he's on fire. So that was a fantastic battle to see. And then I think it just got, things got very shook up at the end with who would get through and who was the championship was on the line. Dwayne won. A lot of people presumably knew Dwayne was going to win, but it wasn't like he dominated everything. They had some issues. It was very, very close. And Stephen McConnell, such a hero, just bought that new car, jumped in it around one, got to the podium, earned his pro license, came up and finished second in the championship that year. Wow.
Stephen was one that, I'm not going to lie, when I heard him in Driftland, I knew he did well the first round, but I didn't really know who he was. And then when I left Driftland, I was like, I'm a Stephen McConnell guy. He is unbelievable. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do this year in pro. He was just on it, strength for strength, and just got better and better. And the car got better and better per round. So, and there's a lot
now,
done.
the car now is
yeah.
I've seen it in person, and it is a rocket ship now.
Yeah.
So and this year, so let's segue nicely here because there's a big change to BDC this year. 2022, we're going to run a control tyre. That means every driver in the Pro or the Pro 2 class is now using the exact same tyre, same compound, same tread wear. We have evened the playing field across that. It's going to shake things up. It's going to upset a few people.
Yep.
It's going to make a few people very, very happy.
Yep.
And it's going to give a totally even playing field.
I like the even playing field end of it because over the last couple of years, no matter where you look at world drifting, there's two brands of tyres, I'm not going to get into it, that are brilliant, but they're a cheap tyre. They're just like giving lads massive gaps ahead, and all the drivers now are saying if you don't have them, you're not winning. So I think what you're after doing here by bringing in one brand of tyre, everyone's on the same semi-slick, it just gives it an even playing field, it does. And it can also come back to now we can't complain about, oh, well, he only bet him because he's on such and such tyres. It's like, you're all on the same tyres, guys, just get out there and drive.
We're going to see who's got raw talent as a driver.
Yes.
We're going to see who knows how to set up and maintain a car.
Yes.
We're going to see who can adjust pressures and do things accordingly
Yep.
during those moments when the weather changes or anything happens.
And it's going to be ups and downs because we're going to obviously have the top pro high spec cars, but we're also going to have the low medium power, 300 and 400 brake cars, the Pro 2 drivers. Yeah. It's just going to be crazy. I'm really excited to see what way this is going to go.
So yeah, very, very excited. We're welcoming Zestino on board for BDC for the 2022 season. We're going to make a whole separate feature on that of Axel and his team to talk about the tyre and everything you can expect, what the drivers expect, and we'll be letting you know what the drivers think about it as well, because Championship, we try and show and do everything as visibly to everyone as possible so they know what's happening. So yeah, that's a big change for this year.
I'm just going to do a tyre vlog, so I'm just going to go around asking people hey, do you like the tyres?
Do it,
Do you like the tyres?
do it. Other stuff for this year. All right. 2022, big thing. Starting off the year, Teesside Autodrome. Classic, home of the BDC. We've been there a lot last year. We all know it. Run South Bank. Very exciting. We're going to have a packed driver grid.
It's a good track. It always gives good battles. Once the weather holds up in Teesside, it's always a good weekend. So fingers crossed.
And the best bit for the fans, this event's halfway through March. This event is right there. It's coming. Early start for BDC this year. So
that's not that far away, man. I get my commentary voice ready. La 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 la.
Worryingly close. But yeah, so that's it. Then from there, we've got a big break, and then we are at Driftland for our 5-day drift festival.
That one, I don't know, I'm bringing the car from Ireland. We're going for Driftland for 5 days, okay? I'm not doing 5 days of commentary. I'm like, surely I can get a bit of skids in.
I get tagged in a lot of stuff on the internet, right? And one of the things last year I was getting tagged in the most was everybody's sort of Awesome Fest memories. Yeah. Awesome Fest a long time before I was involved in drifting. That's like 2011. But basically, we wanted to capture a little bit of that feeling of having a huge community together, packed full of off-track entertainment, demos, displays.
So what you're telling us now, you're after letting something go there. I don't know fully what's happening in Driftland. I only get in from Ireland, I get very little information. So there's going to be two sentences. Your flight details, where you need to be. But no, you're telling me there's going to be off stuff. So there's going to be more than just drift days. So what's happening in the evenings, Mike?
So in the evenings at night, we are going to have, we're going to have a media night for the drivers where we're hoping to line up some very special demos and also to get the drivers out there with some of their sponsors, partners, other people for a bit of a give back, and it will be open for the public to come and have some viewing there as well.
Night drifting is just always class.
Yeah, night drifting. Won't be in the dark because it's in July. It'll be light, but we'll have a bit of floodlights out, keep things lit. It'll be fantastic, really good experience. There's going to be all sorts of traders, pop-ups, displays, stunt bikes, a pop-up tattoo studio. There is all sorts of wild stuff that's going to be happening at this event. It's going to be, very exciting.
Pop-up tattoo studio.
Yeah.
At a drift festival. What could possibly go wrong?
People are going to make some great life decisions that weekend.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that's Driftland. We're buzzing for it, and we'll do a whole separate release over that event and what it's called and everything like that.
The closer we get to it, the more information you're going to give out. I'm going to pick his brain after this now to find out what's going on.
Round 3, back to Teesside.
Yep.
Love a good Teesside round. Run it backwards, put some walls in.
Do you know what? I'm not going to argue with that. I only seen it on telly the last time, so I want to see it in person.
It's carnage.
Yeah,
it is
really excited.
The drivers push themselves. They excel when it's there. That risk reward. And
it is a risk reward. There was a few last year that had some big incidents. I remember watching qualifying the Saturday, going, "Oh, what's going to go on?" And I seen a car come down and just go into the wall head first.
And Max Fleckney, who hit the wall
Forgot
once,
about that, yeah.
spent a day fixing the car to go back out and do 2 laps to nearly flip the car over. So,
still the greatest photo of a K70 ever because it's just standing on its nose.
yeah, so we know there'll be some wild stuff that weekend you all need to see. Round 4, Three Sisters.
Can't go wrong.
Three Sisters, one of the best for spectating because you've got that bank
That massive
all
bank.
the way around Luna. We can just pack thousands of people into that event. We know it's that point in the year where a lot of people are going to be committed to the championships. Going to be exciting. I'm hoping to line up some very special drivers to come in for it again.
My favourite.
Get Sebastian.
Try and get Sebastian.
And try and get it back.
My favourite thing about Three Sisters is like Three Sisters is a very it's a very narrow track. So for drivers, you need to be on that line or you are on the grass. And when you go on the grass, there's a lot of banked things around, there's walls, there's huts, some big accidents happen. So drivers have to be fully committed and that's what I like. Once they're pushing hard from start to finish, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, very technical,
very technical
very
track.
exciting. And then the final, Buxton. So you've never done Buxton.
No, actually I went to Orlando the last time Buxton was on. I didn't go over to it and I regretted it because it looked wild.
So Buxton is a banger oval, which is in the Peak District, which is absolutely in the middle of nowhere. You can run at night.
Okay.
You can make a lot of noise because it's in the middle of nowhere. We can have days that are like 10 hours long.
Yeah.
At the end of the event, after it's finished and Pro Championship wraps up, there'll be a big party. Big party tent. Everyone's invited. You can camp on site. It'll be wonderful. We'll all have a great time. Some DJs, some of the cool stuff going on. But what really separates it is this track. It's an oval. It's surrounded by the most unforgiving concrete walls.
Them walls not moving over.
They do not even flinch. And we are going to line the whole track with pyrotechnics. That is going to be like Plock times 1 million is the only way I can describe it. There's a roundabout system, there'll be flamethrowers. There's something else that we're not going to talk about just yet. You probably know what it is already. Other people who have me on Facebook probably know what it is already.
Some people know, yeah, Mac has been trying to get a few things for a while now.
But this event is going to be absolutely mental.
Yeah.
The drivers say it themselves, it separates the men from the boys.
It does. It's a commitment line, like, and you know what? Having it at the last round of the year is the best thing because
it's the only way.
You're going straight into your winter rebuild.
So much action.
Controlled tyre, even playing field, new start, new champions. It's a fresh grid. Like, we literally get in there, it's zero. There's no like championship leader, there's no nothing. The hero is made at the first round, and it's only like what, 6 weeks away? Starting to get excited. He's not getting excited. 5 weeks away. Chris is telling me that. I'm getting excited.
I'm buzzing for it. I'm sure you at home are loving for it. The drivers are going to be there. We're going to be there. Mike's going to be on commentary. Chris is going to be behind the camera. I'm going to be running around, probably stressing my head off all weekend.
I'm sure we're still going to do a bit of YouTube stuff as well. Even though the off season is over.
But on season.
On season.
On season.
Coming soon.
Working title. Yeah, the vlogs are going to be there. We are going to show you more of the behind the scenes of what this small group of people does to put on these massive events. So thank you to everyone who supported us. A huge thank you to our sponsors.
Without them, it's not possible.
Without the help of it, we've got Neil at KD Customs. He supplies everything from these lovely 59 North wheels, IRP kits, all sorts of other good stuff. Lucas Oil, the best oil products in the game. We run them in all these cars in here. A lot of the drivers use it. Fantastic product. Link ECU. How long have we all worked with Link ECU? Just forever.
They're just the best, and they're such nice people they are, and the passion for drifting Link have is just insane. It is.
Best in the game. We've got some new brands coming on board this year. So Sonax detailing products. You know, Ken Block uses them on his car. That says all you need to know about detailing products. Sonax is what you want. They're working with us this year, providing support. We've got Novus Finance. So this is different, Mike. This is different. Novus. They sell mortgages. They sell mortgages. So if you need a house, and this is real talk.
Is there like a BDC discount code to get a mortgage?
There is like you're involved in drifting. They will take care of you. You need a mortgage. You need real life. You need a house.
Are they based in Ireland? Or?
I'm sure they can help you out.
Send it over, like.
But, so Novus welcoming on board for the championship. And then we said already, the control tyre for this year been supplied by Zestino. The team at Zestino delivering top quality service to the drivers. The tyre itself is 25% of the grid used it last year. They said it was the best tyre they've ever used. The drivers spoke. The Zestino tyre is in here. You're aiming to be at BDC. You wanna drive. You wanna do it properly. You need that tyre. Zestino control tyre. And then finally, our last partner, someone who's worked with us for the last 4 years, that's Gala Performance. If you need a pop-up tent, gazebo, any of that stuff, Gala, they've got the best stuff. It lasts long. It's replaceable. You can swap out parts if anything happens, and they sell Swiss Trax modular flooring. Same flooring we've got all through the unit over here. High quality stuff. So hit up Gala for any of your needs. And those are the people that support us. So you guys support them. You help the championship grow. You help us get to new venues, keep the live stream free, all that good stuff.
Without them, it doesn't happen. So, you know, we like to make sure our sponsors get back as much as possible out of this. So the littlest purchase off one of the sponsors can make a huge, big difference to the BDC Championship.
It certainly does. And that's been it. So that's a little bit of a hype up here with me and Mike. Thanks for coming in, Mike.
No problem,
and we'll see you all at round 1.